Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Tuesday, November 21st. Welcome to our video commentary. Today, we're going to talk about an incident that I think in so many ways just illustrates just how poisonous, how partisan, and I would say even silly our politics in the United States has become. I'm sure that you've all heard about these three young men who were with a college basketball team. I think it was UCLA. And they went to China, some exhibition game or some game or regional or whatever in China. When they were there, the three of the young men were arrested by the Chinese. I guess allegations of shoplifting is what I understand. All of this was happening around the time, right before or right after President Trump went to China, when he met with the president of China. And as we understand, President Trump spoke to the president of China, who decided to release the young men so they're back in the United States and back to their freedom. Now, that's a pretty good story, the kind of story that I would think everybody would feel good about. I don't see any partisan or any political angle to the story. The president of the United States intervenes, and another country releases three young men who did something illegal in that country. As I understand it, allegations of shoplifting. Well, again, you would think that's the end of it right there. You would think everybody would be happy and we would all be happy holding hands and singing Kumbaya or whatever. Well, the story has another episode. Apparently, the father of one of these young men decided that he was going to somehow question or intervene or say something about just how much President Trump did to get his son released. And then he started questioning, whether Trump was taking too much credit for it or not. Now, I think Trump made a mistake, by the way, in returning a tweet to the father. I think he should have just left it alone and moved on. He's got bigger things on his plate than getting into a tweet debate with the father of a young man. But nevertheless, we've grown accustomed to Trump and his tweets right now. But the real problem here is the father of this young man, who apparently for some reason decided to get into an argument with Donald Trump, President Trump. And I think this is in so many ways illustrative of what is happening to our politics, that people cannot relax. Everything has to be politicized. People can't just sit back and say, hey, Mr. President, thank you for letting my son or helping me get our son out of China. I may have political differences with you. I didn't vote for you. I'm not going to vote for you. I have differences with you. But right now, we're just happy. We're happy Americans that you were able to get my son out of China. We don't seem to have that kind of attitude anymore. Everything has to be politicized. Everything has to have a political angle. Everything, and I find that very disturbing because it's making it very difficult for us to get along with each other and communicate with each other. When I heard the story that these three young men had been arrested in China, it reminded me of other stories of people who get arrested in other countries. We sometimes forget that when you travel overseas, you have to respect the laws overseas. And if you don't, there are consequences. And so when I heard about these three young men being arrested, I said to myself, oh my gosh, I hope they're not there too long, because shoplifting is a problem in China from what I've read since. But then the president intervened and the young men came home, and then we have this political debate as to how much the president did. Look, I think this is silly on the part of this young man's father. Now, maybe he's apologized after. I don't know anything more than that. But I think the mere fact that we cannot have a good feeling moment or a feel-good moment about the release of three young men who are going to be spending a long time in China. I'm not sure how long, that I don't know. But I can tell you that the Chinese would have put him through their court system, and it would not have been pleasant for them. I just think that we should all be happy that these young men are back in the United States. And the father of these young men should be extremely happy that his sons are home for the holidays. So maybe it's just the way the politics is. And sometimes I think everything is so political and so politicized. But I regret that something that should have been a good feel moment or a feel-good moment became just another political debate. And that's very sad. And that's very sad about the state of the politics in the country. Thank you for watching. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas. We have all of these commentaries over at YouTube, and we also have them on my blog as well as Twitter. Have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow when we're going to do a little Thanksgiving talk. So I hope you tune in. Bye-bye, everybody.